Facebook. And yes,
in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, that's good. We're gonna share.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rattling, the bombs bursting in gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Stand by for ludicrous speed.
Okay, my Greg Saunders.
Gregory.
Eagle looking great. Your go.
Greg Saunders.
Greg Saunders.
Greg Saunders!
Wow. Hey, great.
Look at it.
We interrupt this sound file to bring you a terrifying announcement.
Are you aware that you're leaking coolant at an alarming rate?
Show us the skills that have made you a media darling.
Well, I'm glad we got all that out in the open.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Saturday morning Stateline Show.
Whoa, that's not gonna work. Hey, good
There
morning.
we are.
7-year-old Malia Emma opening the LA Galaxy's soccer match from 3 years ago yesterday. Love
7 years old. Wow.
Love it. Love that rendition of the national anthem. Malia Emma, who's now 10.
Wow. Oh, she's old now. Yeah.
I bet she's done that in other places as well because she is incredible.
And it's only going to get better for her.
It's only getting better. Awesome, awesome. Good day. It is the 25th day of September of the year 2021, the latest it's ever been
in the history of mankind.
We're glad that you've chosen to join us today. It's an in-crowd week, so we'll be joined by John Berlin, and I hope Tracy Foltz as well. MEDICARE411 is the host this month, and we want to talk with her about her plans for in-crowd this Thursday. I was at a different networking invitational thing on Thursday night up at Barnstormer Distillery. We've talked about them before on the show. Remember we had Addie on from Barnstormer?
I do. Yeah.
And she was talking about all the stuff that they're doing up there, and they're pouring concrete. They're getting that building put together. The first of their a couple of buildings they got planned up there. Morning, John.
Morning, Greg. Morning, Tom.
Good morning. From your home away from home, apparently.
No, I'm still in town.
Well, you're in your car.
As the executive producer says, my mobile office.
Yeah, there you go. Your
That
mobile
works
office.
for us. We're totally acceptable on that. So you're in town. You're not in Wisconsin this weekend.
Nope, next weekend.
Next weekend is next weekend the close it all up weekend, or are you still going to hold on for the fall?
No, we're probably going to try to hold out till the end of October. Just depends upon when they shut the water off.
Oh, that's important to do.
Yeah,
I was gonna say you got good weather up until really maybe a week before Halloween. So why not?
Well, I would say last year it was warm all the way through the first week in November, and they kept it on then. So we'll see what he does.
Okay. Good deal. Well, we have so much ground to cover today, and let's before I forget, we got to do the big number of the week because I was just already right past that thing. Our big number of the week this week ain't that big, friends. So Tom won't be impressed. It's 2,500, 2,500. Right on! 2,500, and the big and number of the week answer is box or beer. So, and I know those two probably can go together too, but no, they're separate. Box or beer, not box of beer. That would be just
box or beer.
All right, so we'll share the answer to that by the end of the show. So many shout outs to do this week. Let's get right to them. First, before anything else, a happy birthday. My brother-in-law Brian celebrated his birthday yesterday, and if you don't know Brian Cluck, you should be following him on Facebook. He will motivate you every single morning. The dude is up early. He teaches like a pump class at Peak, and he's got a lot of insight on your physical wellness, your spiritual wellness. He's a brain. He's one of those friendly jock-like nerds. It's just love the guy to death. So happy belated birthday, Brian. His birthday was yesterday. Last week at this time we were doing the show, but as soon as the show was done, my wife and I jetted up to Black River Falls, Wisconsin, deer capital of the world. And we were out in the North Woods at this little camp where my cousin's daughter married her sweetheart. So congratulations to Miranda and Trevor on their wedding last weekend in Black River Falls. And it was we weren't able to attend the ceremony itself, but we saw the setting down by this creek in the woods. It was so beautiful. No music or anything for the ceremony. No power down there or nothing. It was just raw beauty in the woods. And it was such a beautiful weekend last weekend in Black River.
Just birds chirping.
That's about it. So they had their ceremony in the woods, dinner in the dining hall of this camp and this campground. It's Wisconsin Christian Youth Camp, which is not a huge camp, but it's really cool. And then a dance in their great hall, and it was just a wonderful party celebrating Miranda and Trevor. So congratulations on their wedding. Last night I was hanging with John Berlin. No, 2 nights ago, not Friday night, Thursday night, I was hanging with John Berlin and completely beating his butt at a game of bags.
Yeah.
Oh God, here we go.
All right, Greg, I challenge you officially right now. You and me, game of bags. I challenge you. Buddy.
Honestly, Brad beat his butt. I was just on Brad's team. That's all I know.
Oh, okay. Then I challenge Brad.
Let's get down to reality.
I was not that good. I had a couple in the hole, but it wasn't very much. But nice event up there at Barnstormer. Addie and Tim do such a great job up there. And like I said, they're pouring the concrete on their building. They started that Friday morning, started pouring the concrete on this building that they're putting up. which is going to be eventually their chief tasting room, I think she said.
Yep.
So, but they're eventually building an event space, and someday in the not too distant future, we'll probably be attending an event, whether it's a wedding or some kind of mixer, up at the Barnstormer event facility in Rockford, just west of the airport. So looking.
Hey, Greg.
Yes, sir.
Little FYI, we'll be there in 30 days.
We'll be there in 30 days. Yes. All right. Here's fingers crossed for one of those decent October weather days, or October late. Sometimes we get lucky late October and we get that little burst of wonderful weather, and then sometimes the opposite happens. So here's hoping, right?
Yeah. I remember a couple of Halloweens where we've had sideways rain
or snow or
snow.
Kids.
2 years ago, we they canceled. It was before the pandemic. They canceled Halloween because the weather was just so horrible. They didn't cancel it, but a lot of places did. But for the most part, it was such a slow turnout. Like maybe 20% of the kids went out.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't. I want to say last year the neighborhoods that did do it. Wasn't it a hot day last year for Halloween Day? I think it was hot. I might be wrong.
Most of October was pretty warm. So.
Yeah. Yes. All right. We're motoring through our shout outs here. Oh, I know I did, as I mentioned, the wedding that I did in Black River Falls, I did actually end up DJing that for my cousin's daughter, which was it wasn't a huge wedding, so it wasn't too crazy to bring equipment up for it. But you had a pretty cool event last weekend too, Tom, right?
I did. I had quite the weekend. Got up, did my show. Well, you remember we did the show. I did it from the Lombardi Club last week.
Right.
Okay, so when that was all done, I went outside and started setting up, and they had me in a pretty bad location. It was bad because I was in the hot sun all day, but I was so far away from everything. I was alongside the other tables. It was a convenient location for them. It was good. Put everything over there on the side, kind of across the street, but they had cars in the street and everything, so it wasn't, the whole event just spread out. But people way on the other side couldn't hear. That was a problem, but the event itself went well. So 5 hours later, I tear it down. All is good with the world, except I was exhausted. And now I still had one more event to do, Freeport High School homecoming. So I got here about 4:30 or so, took a bath, a nice soak bath with Epsom salt and hot water and bubble bath and whatever. Got out of there around 5. I did not empty my car because I'm going to be leaving again in an hour. I had some lunch or supper, and then I hightailed it over to Freeport. I got there at about 6:45, and everything was kind of getting crazy. And the guy with the key didn't show up till about 10 after 7, which was fine. I mean, he had no idea. So I had to go all the way around, pull in through the south entrance onto the ramp, or onto the track, and then start setting up. By that time, it was 7:25. I'm behind the 8 ball because it was a pretty big setup, lights and everything else. And I'm outdoors. So it was an outdoor homecoming on the football field. I had to hook up by the scoreboard, which is 150 feet away. And I had a 100-foot cord and several extension cords, making it about 45 to 50 feet, because I had a couple of 25s. So that was fine. But I was afraid that the power was going to be too much for this event. I couldn't hook my lights up because it got dark too quick and I couldn't see what I was doing. So I just used my mushroom light. Okay, long story short, here's what happened. At about 8 o'clock, I started playing music. And the music was fine. It's fine for any venue, except these are younger kids, 18, 17, 16 years old. And they really wanted a lot of today's music that I am not familiar with. Spotify is. God for Spotify, but I couldn't hook up. I couldn't hook up with my hotspot on my phone. I had already downloaded quite a few songs, but because I couldn't hook up to Spotify, because I couldn't hook up to the internet, I couldn't play anything. So the principal comes over, and after these kids had been swarming me, and I'm telling them, guys, just give me a little bit of time. I'm working the bugs out. Just enjoy the music until then. Yeah, but we don't like some of the songs you're playing. I said, I'm so sorry about that, but I'm working on it, okay? And then another swarm comes up. So she comes over and she says, hey, how you doing? I see the kids are swarming you. And I said, yeah, they are. And then I realized, oh, it's the Principal Beth. And we started talking, and she has a very calming spirit. She is in the right job. She is an amazing woman. And I'm sorry if that's too superlative and too over the top, but really, truly, she really, truly, she did calm me down. And she said, how about if I help you? And I figured, okay, she's going to stick around for 15 or 20 minutes because she's a principal. She's got to go meet and greet and do her thing. She stayed there for 2 hours and 40 minutes, helping me, talking to me, basically making sure that I was able to do my job while she was doing hers, staving off the kids and writing down songs. And between the two of us, we figured, nope, that song's not going to work because Spotify will do that. They'll put an E on it for explicit. Okay, no. And I had already told her I won't play anything explicit. I'm not doing it. And she agreed with me.
Yeah.
Anyway, it turned out to be an amazing night. And it was because of Beth Summers, the principal of Freeport. Dr. Beth Summers. I didn't know that until the very end, which I thought was kind of cool. I mean, there was no need to say it, I guess, but it told me, okay, I get it. You're in this position because whether God put you there or whether your own hard work or a combination of both, you are there because you need to be there. You are in the right place because you are very, very good at what you do, and these kids need you. So my hat goes off, my heart goes out to Dr. Beth Summers because she's an amazing person. And I thank her from the bottom of my heart because it wouldn't have been a disaster. I would have eventually gotten to the point where my Spotify would have started working, but it would have made me pull whatever little hair I have out of my head. She calmed me down and it became a good night. And I was able to talk on the mic and do everything.
That's awesome.
I just wanted to put that out there. It just, like I said, Dr. Beth, if you're listening, if you're hearing, or if you're seeing this, I'm sorry if I'm embarrassing you. I'm sorry, but you're an awesome lady. So,
but you deserve it because you're awesome. So
absolutely. So that was my week, my DJ story. 2 in one day, not a good idea. I do not recommend it. 2 in one day, no.
No, that's a tough day, and it was a long day because he started early with us too. So he was.
I was out the door. At 7 a.m. and I got home at 12:30 at night. Oh, other than the fact that I was home for about an hour and a half in the middle of the,
Put your feet up just long enough to go, I like relaxing. All right.
Oh, and then here's the kicker. I go to breakfast every Sunday morning at 6:30 down in Byron with my buddy Ron. So I got up at 5:30 and got ready and went down there. Sunday was a tough day. Sunday and Monday.
Sunday. Yeah, that's right. Well, good for you, man. You survived it. You're young.
I did.
You survived the day. That's good news.
Yeah.
I actually, before we get too far too, I want to give a shout out to, I don't think I've ever talked to this guy, but I would love to someday. Bob Uecker at Milwaukee today. He's been the voice of the Brewers, I think now for like 54 years.
Wow. I must be in the front row.
They put the number 50 up in the stadium a few years ago when they celebrated his 50th year of broadcasting Brewers games. Just amazing. And he had a baseball career before that. He was a catcher for the
career batting average of 200.
Is that what his career batting average was? That's better than I thought it was.
He was not a terribly good hitter. I think he was a good catcher.
Yeah.
He was, maybe a Wilson Contreras good or something. I think he was a good catcher.
No, I don't think he even would say that. He was
maybe not. But when I think of Wilson Contreras' career, he's on the cusp. I don't think he's going to be a great one, but whatever. You're probably right. Maybe a little less than that. Maybe George Mitterwald. I don't know if you even remember that name.
He apparently does.
Yeah, George Mitterwald, old number 16, I believe.
Oh my gosh.
You are digging way in the past.
I know. Back in the middle 70s when I was a young kid watching Cub games.
No, right over me, dudes. Right, way over me. So Bob Uecker Day is the today up in Wisconsin. Got a chance to show some homes out in Lena this week. I sold my first home in Lena, Illinois, and I don't go that far west normally, but I will for certain people in certain price ranges. But we had a really good week out there, and okay, got that. just got word from Tracy. We will not have her on with us this morning. So sounds like Brad had a tough day yesterday. So they're
He
taking.
did.
So prayers for them right now. So yeah, congratulations to this awesome couple who are going to be moving to Lena here. I've got I could share another good lender, bad lender story. I feel like just about every week I have one.
Yeah.
But this last week was a total great example of what it means to use a good lender or a bad lender. The good lender saw something coming, headed it off at the path, alerted the buyer and me. Here's something coming. We probably could fix this. And with some help, we got it fixed before it created a problem at closing later. Awesome, awesome, awesome working with a local lender who knows their stuff. The bad lender story, I think this guy's out of Utah. I won't name or company, but this guy should have known that this buyer was going to have an issue, and it didn't hit the fan basically until the night before closing, which was too late to fix the problem. And so a closing that was supposed to happen on Wednesday is now, fingers crossed, hopefully going to happen Monday or Tuesday this week. And that messes up with the seller. Obviously the buyer was probably hoping to move into their new house this weekend. That's not going to happen. Use a good lender. Your realtor who's recommending a lender isn't doing it to be a buddy to their lender. Trust me on that. They are doing it because they know someone that they like, know, and trust, the big one being trust, to actually do the work to get you to your goal, which is the closing table and done in about an hour. These closings that take longer than an hour, that's usually because something happened with the lender or the buyer didn't follow instructions that the lender gave them. That happens too sometimes.
That doesn't happen, Greg. Come on.
Throwing a buyer under the bus right now. Every so often that happens. But this buyer should have been able to avoid the issue, and the lender screwed up. So, and one last thing, work related this week would be our team Sold on Tony. We had our staff meeting this week out at Edwards Apple Orchard, the one on the east, the one with the awesomest donuts and awesomest cider, and just we had a great time. It was chilly on Thursday. It was cold. Not cold, but it was like light jacket weather on Tuesday, but we were out there on a picnic table having our bi-weekly meeting, and it was a wonderful time out there. Edwards Apple Orchard, best donuts anywhere at all.
No question about them. And it's a very good $10 spend. I think it's $10 for 12 donuts or something, which is not outrageous considering they are fresh and they are good. They melt in your mouth, for crying out loud. I will pay that anytime. I usually get 2 bags.
We were having a discussion about with our son's girlfriend, trying to explain these donuts to her because she hasn't had them yet. I think today, trying to describe just what makes them so incredible. It's like, you just got to experience it. You
really do. It's a texture thing. It's a taste thing. It's a melt in your mouth thing, and almost crumbling in your hands because they're so soft and moist. Wow.
Absolutely. And if you have never had an Edwards Apple Orchard apple cider donut, by golly, it's time. Get out there and get some, because they're the best. They're absolutely the best. Tom, the Packers righted the ship last weekend.
Yes, they
How'd you
did.
feel about that game?
So glad you asked. Well, first half, they're down 17-14 to the lowly Detroit Lions. And I realize the Lions are in a state of flux. I get it. Their new head coach, who is going to be a good one. He's instilled a little bit of fear into that team, and run to the ball, all that type of stuff that you need in an NFL team. Jared Goff's a little better than we give him credit for. I think he just was on a team with superstars and expected to be at that level at all times. No, he can teach some of them young players. He's going to be a good one. Matthew Stafford goes over to LA, and he's the missing piece to that puzzle. So forget about them. But as far as Detroit, it was a welcome opponent for the Packers. 17-14 after the first half, and then Green Bay went nuts. They shut them out in the second half. The defense finally showed what they're capable of. I was getting a little upset toward the end of the first half, thinking this Joe Barry's got to go. He's got to go. Bring back Mike Pettin, And then all of a sudden they held them scoreless the rest of it. And they ran roughshod over the Packers for the first 2 quarters. They really didn't. They didn't have a lot of trouble with the Packers. Well, the Packers figured it out and won the ballgame, 35-17. Probably could have won 42-17, 45-17. They could have, but I'm good. 35-17. They look good. Aaron Rodgers at one stretch, 9 in a row, 10 in a row. Devontae made a couple of great catches. Robert Tonyan is an absolute stud. That catch he made going into the end zone was unbelievable. I couldn't even see him because he had a Detroit defender here and another one up top. He catches that ball on a frozen rope, the only place that it could have been placed. It was perfectly placed. He catches it, curls it, goes into the end zone, touchdown. Unbelievable. So Aaron Rodgers is back. Aaron Jones is a stud, 4 touchdowns, three receiving, 1 rushing. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And their line is not what it used to be. We lost Corey Linsley to the Chargers. I don't know where David Bakhtiari is. I think he's still injured. Oh, he is. What happened to Brian Bulaga? Is he gone now? Is he done? So that line is completely and totally redone. And they looked pretty good in the second half. They looked pretty good.
It does appear that the Packers are still the Packers of the last couple of years where they can't beat a good running game. So they need to have a good running game. Otherwise, the other team's going to own the clock and the other team's going to beat them in the end. So hopefully.
I agree. They need to get, they got a pretty good front 4 or front 3 because they're playing a 3-4 now. Kenny Clark is a stud. He is good. Dean Lowry serviceable. Scott Lancaster serviceable. Tyler Lancaster. Anyway, they are good. They are good ball players. They're not going to be superstars. It's fine, but they need to get somebody else in there that can be an absolute run stopper, like a Kenny Clark, or like remember the gravedigger Gilbert. I forgot his last name now.
Who's the next Julius Peppers?
Yeah. Well, he was a hybrid defensive end linebacker type, but that's what you got with Zadarius Smith and Preston Smith.
Got to get him help.
Preston is out. Zadarius is out right now. Once he comes back, we're good. Now, I will say this: moving forward to tomorrow night, San Francisco is very, very, very short at running back right now. I think they got 2 or 3 of them injured in the last game. So I don't know how that's going to play out. And Green Bay's linebacking core is pretty good, and their secondary is exceptional, except for Kevin King. He needs to go out. We need to pack him up and ship him out. Maybe
He's good. You just can't cover the long ball, which is sad. But
no, he can't. Well, that's kind of what you do when you're a cornerback,
That's
I mean, he needs to pick up his game, or he's going to be gone.
Can he gain 20 pounds and become a linebacker and just tackle running backs?
Maybe. Let's give him a big box of Twinkies. I don't know. Give him something.
Anything you want to throw in about the Bears, John, or anything? I don't know.
Hey, I think you're missing the biggest news, and that's the Justin Fields era starts tomorrow. So, we need to get all hyped about that. And, here's reality. I think the Bears are going to be a decent team this year. I still not totally sold on Fields. I think over time he'll be good, but I think we're pushing him in there too quick. But
I agree with that.
I would have rather see Foles start tomorrow, and I'm not a big Nick Foles fan, but I think Fields still needs to learn the pro game. Everybody got all excited the first game he played, and then they forget the second game where he wasn't that good. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And, going into Cleveland, it used to be a pushover. Now it's not. And so it's going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow.
Browns and Bears, I forget, are they a noon kickoff tomorrow?
Yeah, they're a noon game.
Pretty sure they're noon, yeah. Yeah, I'll be watching that game. As far as Justin Fields, I think he's a great talent. I do. But my biggest problem with Chicago is it always becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The old mantra, we haven't had a good quarterback since Sid Luckman. Well, you won a Super Bowl in 1985 with Jim McMahon, who was a good quarterback. He wasn't great, but he was a good quarterback. Jay Cutler was a good quarterback. You've had some good quarterbacks. I don't think you've had a great one. No, not a Brett Favre, not an Aaron Rodgers. No, but every time the media, the fans, every time you jump on the back of the quarterback and say, well, you're no good, you're a bum, get out of here. Well, he starts to believe his own headlines. And I hope that doesn't happen with Justin Fields, because I think he's a really good quarterback, and he's a good thing for the Bears. But if he can't handle the pressure and the hype and all of the pressure of not being good enough, like Sid Luckman, then it's going to happen. It's almost like good quarterbacks go to Chicago to die. It's been that way for so many years. Green Bay's had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks in the last 32 years. Chicago has had really, 15 different starters in the last 30 years? At least, yeah.
At least.
I saw the stat, and I think it's something like that.
And I'm with you on this, Tom. I think the big thing, I go back to Trubisky. I was not one that was for Trubisky getting drafted, but when you left Trubisky play his game, not Nagy's game, his game, he was a decent quarterback. And he proved that when Buffalo came in, in the preseason game, they let him do what he wanted to do, and it showed on the field, and I think that's the biggest problem we see here, at least speaking for Chicago teams, is we don't want to work within what their capabilities are. We want them to do what we want them to do.
That's right.
And, the sign of a good coach is, and I go back to my days of coaching basketball, you work with the talent you have.
That's right.
Work with their strengths and try to grow their weaknesses. And we're just not doing it.
To drive home your point, this is exactly what you're saying, I think. You look at Tampa Bay last year, they were 7-5. Bruce Arians had a V8 moment, boom. He said, all right, I'm going to turn the offense over to Tom Brady, the guy with 6 Super Bowls. And he literally said, Tom, I'm backing away. I'm still the coach. I'm going to let you do your thing on the field. They ran the table all the way to the Super Bowl, all the way to the 7th ring for Tom Brady. Nobody thought, and in week 12, that Tom Brady, when they're 7-5, that Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were going to win the Super Bowl. I was actually thinking, thank God Brady won't even be in the playoffs this year. And then they go, not only beat my Packers in the NFC Championship game in Lambeau, then they go and win the Super Bowl in their own stadium. First time that's ever happened. My God, it was a storybook season. And you couldn't have scripted it.
Tom should have retired after that game, darn it.
Yeah, he should have. But see, that's where exactly what you said, John. Exactly what you said. Matt Nagy, my biggest issue with Matt Nagy is he wants the quarterback to play up to his thinking and all of that, rather than him using the strengths of the quarterback. And Trubisky, when he does get another chance in the NFL, I think he's going to be a pretty good quarterback. I think he will. Not Hall of Fame, may not win a Super Bowl, but then again, he might. Jim Plunkett won 2 Super Bowls. And Jim Plunkett, Heisman winner out of Stanford, nobody ever thought he was going to be that great of a quarterback in the NFL. And he wasn't a great quarterback, but he was good enough to win 2 Super Bowls, wasn't he? So there you go.
Well, and think about 2 other quarterbacks, Tom, that their coaches finally let them run the offense and do their own thing. And one of them was Elway, and the other one was Manning. The coaches got out of their way. And, you see what happened once they got out of their way. So
add a third one to that, Dan Marino.
Yeah.
And if I may, everybody gives Chuck Noll from Pittsburgh a lot of credit for 4 Super Bowls. You don't know how many times Terry Bradshaw would go into the huddle and basically say, coach wanted to run this, we're going to run this. And it's a 60-yard bomb to Lynn Swann. It used to make the coach mad, but you know what? He got 4 rings out of it and a legacy that says he was one of the greatest coaches of all time. So I think that's the key to success, is you let the guy on the field do his thing, excel where his strengths are.
If they're smart enough. And there's some guys that have been smart enough.
Yeah, and I'm going to throw this in, and it's not professional football, but my son and grandson play football for Sterling Junior Tackle. And my son always talked about it, but I didn't realize it until I actually watched the last game that they were playing down in Princeton. And my grandson, who's 12 years old, basically is the on-field coach. And my son has sent in plays, and Brady will look at him like, that's not going to work, and literally changes it.
I love it.
And,
I love it.
My son will look at me like, he did not just do that. I says, Coach, you taught him that. So it's, you can take it from the pros all the way down to the junior tackle. And, it's just when you let the person who's on the field control what's going on, then you see a lot of difference because we're on the sidelines. We can't see everything that's out there.
Yeah.
Those guys do.
That's right. That's good too. And your grandson is probably going to be a coach.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
No doubt. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well,
I
hey,
love football talk.
if we don't stop now and get to the business at hand, we're going to completely force Joann off the show. So she's standing in the wings, waiting at pause to do her
You can
thing.
join anytime,
Let's jump in with INCROWD news for this month. This Thursday is INCROWD for the month and last Thursday of every month. Hello, Joann.
Hi, Joann. How are
Gotta
you?
get Joann to join us at the INCROWD here one of these.
Yeah, you need to be coming on earlier anyway and just be part of the show.
We won't be very.
You're part of this.
I usually wait for Greg's cue.
You know what? Forget it. Just jump in anytime.
I would have nothing to say about football though, so.
Well, with you on the show, it's 3 against 1. 3 Packer fans, 1 Bear fan. So
Oh.
4. I heard him.
Yeah. So John,
Yeah,
INCROWD this month is actually not far from where Joann lives on the south east side of Rockford. Tell us about Medicare 411.
We are going to be at Medicare 411 on Thursday. But before we get to that, please keep Brad in your prayers. He did have some stuff happen yesterday that I was talking to him a little bit this morning. He should be okay by then, but just again, keep him in his prayers and in your prayers and everything with the challenges he's got right now. So, we will be Medicare 411, which is located in the lower level of the Brian Boyer State Farm building, right across from the post office on Harrison. This coming Thursday from 5:30 to, do I dare say a time? No.
Nah.
So
Everybody gets kicked out.
Pretty much. And, Tracy might look at me and says, you got keys. I'm leaving, going home. So, but it's going to be a fun time. They've got a lot of different things planned. One of the big things that I do want to throw out there is the INCROWD, selects a charity every year. And we're on 4 years now, either 4 years or 5 years now of working with Mosaic. And we have a big fundraiser for Mosaic this Thursday. What we're looking for is hygiene stuff. It's the state once again has attacked the nonprofits, and what they're looking for is, the little shampoo bottles, body lotions, soap bottles, and everything from the hotels. They need this for their clients. So we're incorporating that into a fundraiser also for Mosaic on Thursday. So anybody who's coming, or even if you just want to make a donation, feel free to drop it off. And whether it's at Medicare 411, or you can also use JJ's Deli in New Milford as a drop off also. So either way will work. But Medicare 411 actually expanded their offices this summer, and they've taken the whole lower level now, and it's a really cool setup that's there with open enrollment starting here in October. It's going to be, let me correct that, annual election period, AEP, starting October. The setup that they put together, there's going to be really good for people. So it's going to be fun times, exciting times, and food, adult beverages, and probably a few games being played outside or inside.
So with taking over the rest of the lower half, have they doubled their size of their office then?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So, Brad and Karen have moved over to the west side of the lower level. And then there's another office there for any of the agents like myself. We have to meet somebody over there. We can utilize that office also. And then the other side is, taking with newer agents over there. So it's they're growing, and it's a good thing that's coming on. And Tracy's done a phenomenal job on growing that business and educating a lot of the agents. So
So the actual address is 5192 Harrison Avenue in Rockford, and it's across the street and just down the block a little ways from the Rockford Post Office, the big Rockford Post Office on Harrison. The Brian Boyer State Farm building is what you're going to be seeing most. That's the most prominent part of the sign, but for Medicare 411 is the lower level, and I imagine people will be parking on the upper level and the lower level and out on the street. So come on over.
Hey, just don't park on Harrison.
Don't park on Harrison. That's a bad idea. Yeah, you can't do that. But on the side streets right there. We usually go about 3 hours, sometimes 4. It all depends on what's going on, but be there about 5:30 on Thursday.
Yep, we kick it off at 5:30, and like you said, we advertise 8:30, but I'll be honest with you, we never get done. It used to be 5:30 to 7:30. I moved it 5:30 to 8:30. No, I'm not going to 9:30 because then these crazy fools will stay till midnight. So, which we've done a few times, but like I said, it's going to be fun. It's going to be good. It's one of the benefits with the INCROWD is that, we don't limit you to one profession. We've got 10 realtors, 10 insurance agents, 10 comedians. It doesn't matter. Everybody show up, and we'll have probably 100 comedians that day, but just come on out, and as you've all heard before, I have 2 requirements: business cards and a smile. That's the only thing we request. So, because we want to help you grow your business, and the INCROWD's all about helping people. It's not about an eye, because if you're there for an eye, please don't come, but come as a we. And enjoy your time there and get to meet new people. And I guarantee you there's going to be some new faces there that we haven't seen before, and it'll be a good time.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to INCROWD at Medicare 411 on Harrison Avenue this Thursday. Honestly, anytime between 5:30 and 8:30, pop in, say hello, see who's there, and you'll be glad that you did. And then we'll see you again in about a month and have an exciting October event.
Oh, definitely. These last 2 are going to be really big, and we're still trying to finalize the annual fundraiser in December. So we should hopefully have that done. And the other thing too, folks, is, and I've been lax on this, getting people set up for next year. We've got a wide open. I think I've got 2 locations booked for next year. So if you're interested, please reach out to me. And we'll get you set up and get you going and everything.
Awesome. Sounds good, John. Well, hey, have yourself an awesome weekend. We'll see you on Thursday.
Sounds great. Thanks, guys.
All right, John Berlin.
Hi, John.
For Medicare 411 INCROWD networking event this month, the last Thursday of every month. 2 more to go. And then the big end of the year event that we'll be talking about later on. All right. Before we get to all things pause, I do have a few things to run by real quick, from GoRockford.com. Today is the day, if you haven't seen, today is the day of the 2021 Tour de North End, not far from Tom's place. They start at the Olympic Tavern on North Main, and they they ride their bikes all over the North End. It's the 10th year for the Tour de North End, Rockford's original neighborhood bike festival. And they register between 11 and 1. There's going to be a DJ set up there at Olympic Tavern. The ride starts at 1 o'clock. You go out with your passport and collect stamps all over the North End. And by about between 4:30 and 6, you can start redeeming those passports at the registration tent at the Olympic Tavern. A whole bunch of participating locations: Mulligan's, the Norwegian, Rathskeller, North Main Bar, Rockford Billiard Cafe, Fisher's Potato Chips, Village Green, Whiskey's Roadhouse, Rockford Skate Company, Deli Italia, Bicycle Connection, Rockford Family Dental, Nickel World, Stockyard Rock Burger, and Kegel's bike stores. All those places are part of the Tour de North End this year. So that is fun. Also today, this afternoon at 2 over at the LZ Peace Memorial at Midway Village Museum Center. There we go. They are having a special ceremony today honoring Agent Orange soldiers that succumbed to Agent Orange. It's the Agent Orange Memorial Wall that honors Vietnam veterans who have died recently from illnesses caused by the chemical dioxin, also known as Agent Orange, while serving in the Vietnam War. That's taking place at 2:00 today. A guy that Tom and I knew pretty well, Stan Brengle, is one of those guys who will be honored today. So if you knew Stan, that would be a great place to honor him too as well. And his name will be up there now on that wall after this afternoon. The Rebound Artist Ensemble Theater is at Starlight Theater, Rock Valley College tonight at 7:30. And this is a free event. Don't get a lot of free events at Starlight Theater. So check this out. It's been 18 months since Artist Ensemble Theater closed out Cry It Out. Cry It Out was their last performance in March of 2020. And they had to cancel the remaining performances due to the lockdowns and stuff. Rebound brings together many favorites from AET, including Linda Abronsky, Jody Beach, Aaron Philpotts, and so many more. Who Killed Bobby Teal is the name of their show. It follows a glamorous female private eye hunting a murderer in San Francisco. It's performed in the style of a broadcast from the golden age of radio. That happens tonight at Starlight Theater, Rock Valley College at 7:30. And there we go. That was most of the stuff that I wanted to make sure we covered today. Quick streaming wars update. How many of these streaming services do you guys have? I think we have 3 of them in our house. The streaming wars update, HBO and HBO Max, they're up to 67.5 million subscribers right now. They lost a bunch when Amazon Prime dropped them. Disney Plus has about 116 million subscribers. Amazon Prime has about 200 million subscribers. And still the dominant force right now is Netflix with about 209 million subscribers. And they just crushed at the Emmys. They got 44 wins at the Emmy Awards.
That's absolutely amazing. There's 330 million people in the United States, and 210 million of them are watching Netflix.
Right. It's absolutely amazing. And they're producing so much original content, which is why they got all these Emmys.
I'm unmuting myself.
There you go. Jump on in here. Yeah.
I'll try not to bark.
Are any of those streaming services, Joann?
I have Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Hulu.
Okay.
Yeah, I have Hulu as well. I don't have the Hulu Live. I just got Hulu. I've got Amazon and I've got Netflix, but I watch a total of this many hours per week.
Well, Netflix. I was addicted to The Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah.
But now it's done. So.
Aren't they bringing out one more season?
I don't know. I couldn't find it anywhere.
Okay. Well,
I watch very little TV.
It's kind of a dysfunctional show.
I've heard that.
Is that the right word?
Yeah, I think so. When we dropped down our cable package, we lost ESPN, so I'm not watching Sports Center at all anymore. I spent Monday evening at my mother-in-law's house, Tom, to watch the Packers game because I wanted to watch ESPN too.
Because of Eli and Peyton. Were they broadcasting it?
They were commentating on it while it was on the big screen.
Okay.
You could see all the game action. And
so were they in a little square next to it?
Boxes to the side. Yep. It was awesome.
Kind of like Statler and the 2 old guys from the Muppets.
And they had Gronk on and Brett Favre on. I think. Did they have another guest? Those were the 2 guests that were like, hey, Brett's going to come on in the second half. Okay, I'm definitely sticking around for at least the beginning of the second half and watching Brett.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. Brett did not do a great job on the show. I don't know. He looked tired.
He's getting old.
But the Manning brothers are funny, insightful. They're just really great on TV, especially Peyton. Peyton's got it. So. Anyway, those were some of the things I wanted to make sure we touch on today. Let's see, the randoms for the day. Just over 1 in 4 U.S. homes has a deck on their home. About 25% of U.S. homes has a deck. A study from Coresight Research says about 4,969 new store openings have happened this year. That's up 58% from 2020. Of course, there was a lot more store closings last year, so maybe that's not such a surprising stat. Villa Park, Illinois. Villa Park, Illinois is soon going to attempt to break a Guinness Book of World Records record for the largest canine wedding. Doggies.
Oh, jeez.
The dogs are getting married.
More than 178 dog couples will have to show up to break the record. And that's what Villa Park is going to attempt to do soon. I haven't seen a date on this. Let me see if the date pops up on the list. World
They're all
Is that like
registered
a
at
Halloween
Petco.
thing?
Last time they tried to do this was in November of 2008.
Okay. We have a barker, I think.
I don't see what the date is on this one, though. They don't have a date on this article. That's kind of weird that they're going to do this, but it's probably going to be in November then if that's the last time they did it. So that's happening, coming up. And then there's this woman's cat who keeps bringing her gifts of dead field mice and leaving them on her porch.
Oh, God.
What gift has your pet ever left for you?
I only
Dead
get
field
dead
mice.
mice.
You get dead mice too, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a bird. An occasional bird. They'll show up. They're trying to meow with a bird in their mouth. Like, go away.
Look what I got you. Look what I did for you.
They're just
thank
trying
you.
to prove their hunting skills that you know that you need to keep them.
That's right.
That's
They're
right.
a valuable asset to the family. Nicely done. All right. One last thing, and this is your guess before we do the big number. We'll do the big number at the end, obviously. Every 3 minutes, somewhere in the world, someone reports a what? Every 3 minutes, somewhere in the world, someone reports seeing a what? I'll give you a hint. Seeing.
A UFO?
Yeah, there you go. A UFO sighting every 3 minutes.
How did I get that?
I don't know.
Good leading. Was it the little thing behind me that looked like?
No, I didn't even see anything. It just came to my head.
All right.
Put a point down for me.
No, that's not fair. I'm already 2-0 or whatever, or 3-1. I think you gave us both a point last week.
We'll do the big number.
We each got a point last week.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
We got to have breakfast together, and I'm sorry we haven't booked that yet. It's just been a crazy September, so we're going to do that. We're going to do that soon. All right. So Joann, you have dogs in the building today.
Yes. Did you not hear them?
You have dogs in the building today, so
I don't know. The people aren't wearing masks, but I feel I need to put my mask on before I go around.
Your body, your choice, Joann.
Okay, let me switch it over as Tom laughs at me, and I'll walk over to the dogs. Well, yeah, we got some new dogs coming in. I don't know any names, so
Oh, you
got
look
to
like my
watch for
puppy.
them on Facebook and see their names. And here's the community room. They seem a little more settled today. Oh, look at this picture.
Wow.
That's sweet.
Guess how
Yeah.
my body is.
The bodiless
I don't have
cat.
a body. That's the cat from Alice in Wonderland that just has a head.
Yeah, there you go.
Whoops. Is that just the Cheshire cat? This is Sugar Bear, our pet of the week from last week.
Well, that's no good. The sugar bear is still there. We're supposed to get it adopted.
I know. Sometimes we're really lucky and get them adopted right away. This is a Basset Hound mix. It's kind of
He's
big.
adorable. Oh my goodness.
Hello.
And then I think there's just one in here. A small. Okay, they took the other one outside. Kind of hard to see this one. He just wants out. And we'll go back to the kittens.
Mhm.
Brown tabbies. But they ate all of our food. I think that's, here's 4 kittens in this one. Take it back enough so you can see all of them. And then some kittens up here. Up, look at this one showing her back. What pretty markings she has.
Yeah.
He has. Oh, and this is, the Paris picture. Can you take my, he was in a beautiful pose. She was in a beautiful pose. Take my, there. Paint me like this.
Wow.
If you can hear the purring, it's really loud. And here's our beautiful orange cat. So this one, what does this one say? Lexi. Cute little girl, very playful. What you looking for? I think that's about it. A quick tour, I guess.
Nice. Very nicely done. And as always, adopt at Paws Humane Society over there by the Cherryvale Mall.
I forgot who our pet of the week was. I don't know if
Mika?
What was it? It was in the first row. I think I skipped.
In
the end row.
Black cat, white paws, wherever Anika went on to.
Oh, because she wasn't really visible.
Hiding behind the post there.
Yeah.
Good pictures posted on our Facebook page.
Very little loud. Annika.
Okay.
There she comes.
You say tomato, I say tomato.
All right.
Awesome. All righty. Well, there you go. That's our weekly tour of the Paws Humane Society, Cherryvale Mall location there, just north of the mall. Cherryvale. Is it Cherryvale Drive?
I think so.
Cherryvale Mall Drive.
Mall Drive. All righty. Our big number of the week this week. It's really not very big, but let's see if you can guess it. 2,500, 2,500 is the big number. This week's answer is box or beer. Box or beer. And as I previously showed, it's currently 3-1 in favor of Joann. Let's see if we're adding a total to any of our wonderful contestants again. All right, give me an answer. 3, 2, 1, go.
Beer.
Box.
Oh, someone is going to point this week. Has either one of you played or had a grandchild maybe play Pokemon or Pokemon Go?
Is that the one where they ran all around?
Yeah, I think my granddaughters or something, maybe even my son-in-law goes around with his phone and looks for Pokemons.
Well, earlier this month, Pokemon and Oreo partnered for the cookie collaboration of the year. Pokemon Oreos had 16 unique characters with varying rarity, and the original box of cookies, it originally sold for $3.79, but on eBay for $2,500. Tom gets a point. Whoa!
Oh, baby.
Oh,
wow. I didn't see that coming.
How about $2,500 for a box of Oreo cookies?
Oh, no thanks. I don't even want to pay $3.29 for them. I'll pay them $2.50 if there's,
if they're on
$5
sale.
or something. Yeah.
Sorry, Oreo. The beer story is about Samuel Adams, which I might have tasted once before. I don't know, but Samuel Adams, they got a new beer with an ABV alcohol by volume of 28%.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot. Your typical beer is what, 5 or 6%, maybe? Maybe 28%. It's so strong that it's illegal in 15 states.
Wow.
In other states where you can actually buy it, it'll cost you $240 to buy a 25.4 ounce bottle. Not even 26 ounces. That's an expensive beer.
That's ridiculous.
It's a crazy expensive beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, there's your big number of the week this week, 2,500. The answer box. Tom gets a point. It's one.
Yay, Tom.
Yay, Tom. It's three.
3-2.
You
He's
to 2
catching
for
up.
me. Yeah, I'm catching up. Okay.
Any final words this week, my friends?
Go Packers.
Go Packers. You say that every week.
I know. And I want them to go every week. Go win.
Want them to
We're
win.
going up to the alpaca farm today. They're having an open house. I don't think you mentioned that in your goal.
Fun.
So, I love alpacas. So
Where is it? Where are you going?
to their farm.
Where were the
I
alpaca?
think it's Alpaca Pines, if you want to look it up.
But I mean, is it in Rockford?
Yeah, not in
Oh,
Rockford.
okay.
I think it's in Rockton area.
Oh, okay. It sounds like something like that. Sounds like it'd be up in Wisconsin or something.
Not quite in Wisconsin,
No.
Awesome.
but it's kind of exciting. They have alpacas. I like alpacas, and they're having an open house of their farm.
We'll have a blast up there and say hi to the alpacas for us.
Will do.
All right. Until next time, remember you change the world when you help one person. Be a blessing to someone this week. We'll try to do the same and meet you back here for another Saturday morning Stateline show.
That's right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.